Alone on a quiet forest path, a human engineer named Rayan walks, deep in thought. Strange lights glow between the trees. A soft voice speaks behind him. Before he turns, he bumps into someone, a tall figure with silver skin and glowing blue eyes. She leans close and whispers, "Do you like my body, human?" Rayan freezes, because she is not human, and soldiers are hunting her. Rayan stands still, confused. The alien woman is calm, almost curious. She introduces herself as Princess Alira, heir to the Luminary Empire. But she is injured, hiding, and stripped of her royal power. Rayan hears drones approaching. Alira tells him she escaped enemies who want to use her body's unique energy. She senses Rayan's fear, but she also senses honesty in him. She asks him to help her reach a signal point to call her guardian. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Rayan walked along the forest path with slow, tired steps. His mind was heavy with thoughts, too many thoughts. They spun in his head like broken gears. Work problems, family problems, life problems. He wanted peace, even for a moment. That was why he chose this lonely trail, away from the noise of the human settlement nearby. But tonight, the forest was not quiet. Strange lights moved between the trees. They were soft and cold, like stars floating just above the ground. Rayan kept walking, not sure if he should turn back. The air felt thick, buzzing with a kind of electricity he had never felt before. He rubbed his forehead, lost in thought. He did not notice the figure behind him. He did not hear the soft steps. He only heard one thing, a gentle voice, very close, almost touching his ear. Human. Rayan froze, and before he could react, he turned, and crashed right into someone. His heartbeat jumped. He stumbled back. A tall figure stood in front of him, too close. Too silent. Too beautiful to be human. Her skin shimmered like polished silver under the moonlight. Her long hair floated around her as if it had a life of its own. Her eyes glowed a soft blue, bright enough to light the space between them. She leaned her face down toward him, studying him with a strange curiosity, and then she whispered, "Do you like my body, human?" Rayan's mind went blank. He tried to speak, but all that came out was a small, confused sound. He didn't even know what she meant. Her voice was soft, not flirtatious, not teasing, just curious, as if she truly wanted to understand something important. The alien woman tilted her head slightly. "Your expression changed," she said quietly. "Did my form cause discomfort? Or fear?" Rayan swallowed hard. His throat felt dry. "Who are you?" he asked. The woman inked slowly, her glowing eyes never leaving his. "I am Alira," she said. "Princess of the Luminary Empire." Rayan's heart skipped again. A princess? From where? From out there? He opened his mouth to ask more, but Alira suddenly looked past him, toward the deeper parts of the forest. Her expression changed. Her eyes narrowed, her jaw tightened. Rayan turned slightly to see what she was looking at. The floating lights between the trees weren't lights. They were search drones. 3, 5, 7 of them. Gliding silently, scanning everything. Alira stepped closer to him and spoke in a low, urgent voice. "They are hunting me." Rayan took a shaky breath. This was too much. A strange alien princess. Drones chasing her. A mysterious question about her body. His brain struggled to keep up. Why are they hunting you?" he whispered. Alira placed a hand on her side. Rayan noticed a dark burn mark there, half hidden, but definitely a wound. "Because they want what I carry," she said. "My body holds energy rare across the galaxy. They wish to use it as a weapon." Rayan stared at her wound. The skin around it glimmered faintly like broken starlight. "You're hurt," he said. "Yes," she replied. "My strength has fallen. I cannot fight them now." The drones moved closer, their scan lights sweeping the trees. Alira turned her glowing blue eyes back to Rayan. "You were walking alone," she said softly. "You have no weapon. You have no reason to help me." Rayan didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. His fear was real, but so was the strange feeling that Alira wasn't dangerous, not to him. "Please," she continued quietly. "I need to reach a signal point. Only there can I call my guardian ship. Without it, I will be captured." Rayan's heartbeat thumped hard in his chest. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't brave. He was just a tired engineer who wanted peace. But there she stood, shining, trembling, trying to stay strong. He looked at her wound again. It pulsed faintly, like a flicker of dying light. Rayan sighed heavily. Okay, he said. I'll help. Alira blinked with surprise. For a moment, her expression softened. She almost looked relieved. Thank you, human, she whispered. The drones began sweeping the area harder. Rayan quickly grabbed Alira's wrist. Her skin felt warm, too warm, and he felt a faint vibration through his fingers, like a tiny storm beneath her surface. This way, he said. There's an old bunker not far from here. It's shielded. They shouldn't detect us inside. Alira nodded and allowed him to lead her. They moved through bushes and thick trees, stepping over fallen logs. Alira walked slowly, clutching her side, her breath unsteady. Even injured, she moved elegantly, almost floating. Rayan kept glancing. Back at the drones. They were spreading, forming a net. Why did you ask me that, earlier? Rayan asked quietly as they hurried forward. He didn't want to ask, but the question burned in his mind. About your body, I mean. Alira looked at him with calm eyes. Humans are very expressive, she said. Your face changed when I appeared before you. I wanted to understand why. Rayan felt his face heat up. You surprised me, he said quickly. I wasn't expecting anyone, especially not. He waved a hand awkwardly. Not someone like you. Alira stared a moment longer, as if studying him deeply. I see, she said softly. Soon they reached the old bunker, half buried, covered in moss, but still solid. Rayan typed in an old access code from memory. The door creaked open with a metallic groan. Inside, he whispered. Alira stepped in first, but halfway through the doorway, her knees buckled. Rayan rushed forward and caught her before she fell. Up close, he could feel heat radiating from her body. Her skin flickered with pale blue light, like a tiny star fighting to stay alive. What's happening? He asked in panic. Alira pressed a hand to her chest. My energy is unstable. Without rest or healing, my light will collapse. She lowered her eyes. And if it collapses, I will die. Rayan felt a cold shock run through him. He helped her sit against the wall. Alira closed her eyes, her breathing shallow. Don't touch me, she said weakly. My energy is unstable. If you make contact now, it could burn you from the inside. Rayan stepped back immediately. The bunker door slid shut behind them, hiding them from the drone's scans. But the sound of the drones outside grew louder. Mechanical hums. Electronic signals. They were close. Alira's glowing skin flickered again, like a candle in the wind. Rayan felt panic rising. She was fading fast, and the drones were just outside. Rayan stared at the bunker control panel. The shield was weak. If the drones scanned too closely, they might detect energy from inside. Alira opened her eyes slowly. Human, she whispered. I am sorry. This danger, it is not yours. Rayan shook his head. I'm not leaving you. Alira looked confused, as if she didn't understand why he cared. Rayan looked down at his shaking hands. He wasn't brave, but he didn't want to watch someone die. He looked at Alira's trembling form. Her body was glowing dangerously, her skin brighter in some spots, dimmer in others, like energy fighting to stay inside her. What stabilizes your energy? Rayan asked. Alira took a slow breath. A compatible life form can help balance it. But that is rare, so rare that it is almost impossible. Her head leaned back against the wall. And touching me in this state, it could kill you. Rayan stared at her for a long moment. Outside, the drones made a sharp scanning sound. Inside, Alira's body flickered again. Her light dimmed. She was slipping away. Rayan made a decision before he could stop himself. He stepped forward. Rayan, she whispered weakly, sensing his movement. No, don't. I'm not watching you die, he said. Without giving himself time to hesitate, he reached out and grabbed her hand. Alira gasped. A wave of blinding blue light erupted around them. Rayan's body lifted off the ground. His vision blurred. His skin tingled. His mind felt like it was floating in warm water. Alira's eyes opened wide, her glow bright and fierce. The energy inside her pulsed into him, then flowed back. Stabilizing, not destroying, not burning, connecting. Alira stared at him in shocked disbelief. Her voice was barely more than a breath. Human, what did you do? Rayan didn't know, but he was still alive. And she wasn't dying anymore. Rayan fell to his knees, breathless. The glowing storm around him slowly faded, leaving soft blue sparks drifting in the air. His chest rose and fell fast. His hands trembled. His heart pounded in every corner of his body. But he was alive. And Alira, she was no longer fading. The alien princess now knelt in front of him, her silver skin glowing gently with a stable, warm light. Her eyes, once dim, were bright again, shining like twin stars in the dark bunker. She stared at him, astonished. "You touched me," she whispered. "In my unstable form, you should not have survived." Rayan shook his head, still trying to breathe properly. "But I did." "Yes," Alira said softly. "You did." She placed her hand over her chest. The wound that once pulsed dangerously was now calm. The broken light inside her had settled, no longer threatening to tear her apart. She looked at Rayan with an expression he had not seen on her face before, not fear, not sadness, not pain, but wonder. "What are you, human?" she asked in a quiet voice. Rayan laughed weakly. "Just a normal man." "No," Alira replied. "You are something I have never seen." Rayan wiped sweat from his forehead. "Your energy," it felt warm, not painful. Alira lowered her gaze, thinking deeply. "Only one type of being can stabilize my star core energy," she said. "A life form whose inner pattern resonates with mine. It is extremely rare, even among my own people, only a few share such resonance." She looked back at Rayan. "The chance of finding it with a human," she whispered, "is almost impossible." Rayan stared, unsure how to react. He wasn't special, he wasn't strong, he was just a quiet engineer who fixed machines and tried to avoid trouble. But somehow, he saved an alien princess. A sudden boom shook the bunker walls. Rayan flinched. Alira's eyes narrowed. The drones were still outside, and now they were scanning the bunker aggressively, their machines humming louder, trying to break through the shield. "We don't have much time," Rayan said. Alira nodded. "My strength has returned slightly, but I cannot fight them alone." She stood slowly, her movements graceful again, though still a bit weak. "You said this bunker has shielding." "Yes," Rayan replied, "but it's old. If they fire a disruptor pulse, the walls won't hold." Another loud vibration ran through the metal supports, proving his point. Alira stepped closer to him, her glowing hair floating behind her like a soft blue flame. "I will protect you," she said firmly. "But we must find a way to escape." Rayan swallowed. Fear crawled through him like icy water, but beneath that fear was something else, a determination he didn't usually feel. Something told him he couldn't let her be captured. Not after everything. He scanned the bunker quickly. Old crates, damaged consoles, a dusty generator, broken metal plates, some tools. He grabbed a toolkit and tossed it open. "I can set traps," Rayan said. "Slow them down." Alira blinked. "You would fight for me?" Rayan paused. He didn't know how to answer. He just nodded. Alira stepped close enough that her glowing warmth touched his skin. She lowered her head slightly. "Then I will not let harm reach you," she said. The hunters closed in outside, the drones began forming a formation. Red lights blinked in rhythm. Heavy footsteps echoed between trees, the enemy soldiers were finally arriving. Alira stiffened as she sensed their presence. "They brought ground troops," she whispered. "This is worse than I feared." Rayan worked fast, his hands moving on instinct. He wired a shock trap along the entrance corridor. He set small energy scramblers behind metal bars. He used broken parts to form sound decoys. Alira watched him with wide eyes. "You are not a fighter," she said softly. "But you are inventive." Rayan shrugged nervously. "I fix machines. I guess I can fix situations too." Alira smiled faintly, her first real smile since he met her. Then the bunker door rattled violently. A loud metallic voice shouted from outside, "Princess Alira of the Luminary. You are surrounded. Surrender your body for extraction." Rayan felt anger burn inside him. "They talk like you're not even a person." Alira looked down. "To them, I am not." Her voice trembled. "My body's star core energy can power entire warships. They see me only as a tool." Rayan clenched his fists. "You're more than that." Alira's eyes softened, but she didn't speak. Another boom shook the bunker. Dust fell from the ceiling. "They're trying to break in," Rayan said. Alira nodded. When they enter, I will use what energy I have left." Rayan hesitated. "Will you survive if you use it?" Alira paused. "Perhaps," she admitted. Rayan stepped in front of her suddenly. "No, stay behind me." Alira blinked, stunned. "Rayan, you cannot shield me from them with your human body." "Maybe not," he said. "But I won't let you fight alone." Her breath caught in her throat as she looked at him. She had never met a human like this. The fight inside the bunker door exploded open with a blast of sparks. Metal pieces flew across the floor. Rayan's traps activated instantly. Shock trap electrified 2 soldiers. Sound decoys confused their scanners. Energy scrambler shut down 3 drones. The soldiers shouted in anger, firing beams through the smoke. Alira raised a shimmering shield around Rayan, her glowing hand spreading blue light like a protective bubble. The enemy fire bounced off harmlessly. A soldier shouted, "Capture the princess." Rayan grabbed a metal pipe and swung it at a drone rushing toward him. The pipe connected with a loud crack. The drone fell, sparking wildly. Rayan backed up fast, panting. Alira lifted her other hand, light swirling around her fingers. A burst of starlight shot forward, pushing soldiers back. But using that energy cost her dearly. She staggered. Rayan caught her. "Don't overdo it," he said. Alira looked at him weakly. "I must protect you." "No," Rayan said firmly. "Protect yourself too." Alira stared, surprised at the intensity in his voice. More soldiers pushed in. Rayan pulled Alira behind a metal crate. "Can you send the signal now?" Alira shook her head. "I need to reach open sky. My energy cannot break through the bunker ceiling." Rayan cursed under his breath. "Then we have to escape." "But they are everywhere," Alira whispered. Rayan looked at her glowing hands, then at the cracked ceiling panels. A dangerous idea formed in his mind. "Alira," he said slowly, "if you use your power in one focused burst, can you blow open the ceiling without collapsing the bunker?" Alira hesitated. "It is risky," she said. "Too risky. If I push too much, my star core will destabilize again. I could burn, or explode." Rayan grabbed her shoulders. "You won't," he said quietly. "Because I'll stabilize you again." Alira stared into his eyes. Then, slowly, she nodded. The escape through the sky. Rayan and Alira ran to the center of the bunker as soldiers closed in behind them. Alira raised her arms, her body filled with brilliant blue light. The air trembled. The floor shook. "Rayan," she whispered, "touch my hand. Keep me steady." Rayan grabbed her hand tightly. Energy surged between them, powerful but controlled. Alira closed her eyes and release. A controlled blast of starlight straight upward. Boom! The ceiling shattered open. Dust and metal rained down, but the hole grew wider, revealing the night sky. Moonlight poured in. Alira gasped, her energy flickering. Rayan held her firmly, keeping her stable. Soldiers shouted below them. Alira lifted her head and sent a signal beam into the sky, a column of glowing blue light that reached the clouds. Rayan looked up through the hole, hoping, praying, and then, a deep rumble filled the sky. A massive luminary ship appeared from above, descending like a great glowing guardian. Its light washed over the forest. Wind blasted downward as it hovered. Alira smiled weakly. "My guardian," arrived. Beams of protective blue light descended, forming a barrier around them. The enemy soldiers panicked. The guardian ship fired a calming pulse, disabling all enemy weapons. Drones fell. Soldiers dropped to their knees. The battle was over. The goodbye that doesn't feel like goodbye. Rayan and Alira floated upward through the open ceiling as the ship pulled them inside with gentle gravity. Inside, the warm metallic walls glowed softly. Alira collapsed onto a seat, exhausted but alive. Rayan stood beside her, unsure if he should stay. Alira looked at him with shining eyes. "You saved me," she said softly. "More than once." Rayan shrugged awkwardly. "I couldn't just leave you." Alira reached forward and touched his chest lightly. Her fingers were warm, glowing faintly. "You saw me as a person," she whispered. "Not as a weapon, not as a resource. No human has done that." She leaned closer. "For that, Rayan, I will return for you." Rayan felt heat rise in his face. "So this isn't goodbye?" Alira smiled, soft, warm, real. "No," she said, "not even close." The ship lowered him gently back to the forest floor. Alira stood at the doorway, watching him. As the ship began to rise, something fell from her hand, a small glowing crystal. Rayan caught it. It pulsed gently, with her energy. He looked up at her. Alira whispered one last message before the ship vanished. "Keep it close. It will guide me back to you." The ship disappeared into the night sky. Rayan stood alone in the quiet forest, holding the warm, glowing crystal. Then, a robotic voice echoed from the crystal, "Human Rayan. The princess requests your presence, soon." Rayan smiled. This was only the beginning. End.